to Movie Dump.
Yep, where we review the best of the worst for your listening pleasure.
Exactly. I am Ben Johnson.
I'm still Mick Brown.
Yep, and I am Scott Rinkenberger.
Anybody that listens to this is gonna be like, that has got to be a fake name. You know, I think like part of this, I like to think like we should have all had fake names.
Well,
for this.
You see, the charm of my name is it's just as much fun to say as it is to spell. So.
You have a good angry man name.
Yeah. Should I yell it next? Well, we can.
I don't know.
Bring out the German roots and just yell it.
99999. Yeah.
Yes. Or oh, it's Tim and Tom, or Ben, Nick, and Scott. There's no alliteration in that. Three guys that watch crap. Guys, I am so excited today.
Why?
Because today is our 100th episode.
Oh yes, it is.
No, it's not at all.
Well, you got the 0 part in that number, and the 1 actually.
Yeah. Yes, this is
just in the wrong order.
This is our debut episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our series finale episode.
So we've been talking for a while here. You're probably wondering what exactly this is about. Well, we just finished watching the, and I quote here, the retro cult classic, Garbage Pail Kids. You can be a Garbage Pail Kid. The movie. You can hear it. It's right here. That's the best part of the movie, too.
Insert sound effects of DVD
rattling in a case, yep.
It was bad. I don't know. I think halfway through, I kind of enjoyed the badness of it, almost. And then, halfway through, I just decided to check Facebook. Scott, explain what Garbage Pail Kids are.
Okay, so I quote, it's a vile, smelly, rude, ugly. Your favorite grime bandits come to life with all the farts, snot, and vomit you can take in this hilarious cult classic full of, and I quote, gross out humor, quoted by the New York Times, by the way, based on the wildly popular and hilariously gross retro icons, the Garbage Pail Kids. When Dodger, the little kid who we'll talk more about later, accidentally releases the kids from their magical trash can prison, all smell breaks loose. Despite their offense, yes.
I see what they did there.
Yes, it was clever, wasn't it?
Instead of all hell.
Despite their offensive personal habits and attitude problems, Dodger soon becomes fond of the kids.
Ugh.
But when Messy Tessie, Foul Phil, Valerie Vomit, and the whole Misfit crew join his fight against the thuggish bullies, their efforts just might land them behind bars at the State Home for the Ugly.
That's such a great staple for this film. Well, hold on, I can ask my question. Okay, right. When you guys were growing up, did you actually have Garbage Pail Kids?
My brother did.
Really?
My brother had a pack of Garbage Pail Kid cards that our mother found, and she reacted like she just found a kilo of heroin.
What?
Like it was the most vile thing.
No, that would be the gum that came into the pack.
Yeah. Like it was the most vile thing that you could have, and she threw them away, and I went and snuck them out of the trash can. I kept them myself. So I had genuine Garbage Pail Kids straight from the garbage.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember I had a couple of them. I mean, I had probably maybe 20, 30 at the most. I mean, you could buy them up at the little general store, thing.
And now you can't find them anywhere.
No, you can't. In fact, they're expensive to buy them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Heaven forbid you find
Strange
a case unopened. But
collector's edition.
So this movie pretty much... it ran the gauntlet of foul and disgusting things you can do with various parts of your body. Everything from public urination, which has a count of 5 total public urinations for the entire movie.
Let's go back to the very beginning. Where
I don't remember what the very beginning of this was, man.
Remember the floating garbage can?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right.
That's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So you know what, like,
with the rocket engines out
Yeah.
there pooping out freaking top player cards.
you know,
that's
you know what instantly like sparked in my head when I saw that
What?
it
pigs in
was
space.
it was the intro to Mystery Science Theater 3000.
It
That's all it was.
kind of had that feel to it, yeah.
And it was a rocket ship. And, you know, this is another thing that's just completely stupid about this movie. That the guy that had the Garbage Pail Kids was the great Captain Manzini, who did magic.
How about a magic trick?
Right?
Yeah.
So why in the beginning of this movie did these Garbage Pail Kids come from, like, the planet Krypton somehow and were rocketing towards the Earth in the beginning of it? It has nothing
In a
to
trash
I
can.
don't know if it was really qualifying
Nothing to
as
do with
rocketing
magic.
towards Earth. I'd say it was floating willy-nilly about space
You
until
know,
suddenly they bumped into this giant planet.
There was one thing that I think was fairly accurate. I think that is how they get rid of their trash on, like, the space station. I think they just eject it out, and it just kind of rolls around in
Lands
the
on
atmosphere.
Earth and gets thrown into the
And
state
then
home for the ugly.
Some Captain Manzini guy out picking trash
Alright.
finds this bin of snot, and he takes it back home to make a stew out of it or something. I don't know. And what is he a captain of?
Oh.
Anyway, like, maybe
There were so many things in the movie that just didn't make sense. Like, number one, why did the tough crowd, the rejects from the movie Warriors, chasing after this 14-year-old kid that has what?
what are you talking about?
Talking about the gang of...
the gang there
What
that.
about him though?
Like,
The
what was
only
the
person they-
whole fucking point of attacking this kid?
He had money, some money.
And how did he get money if he worked at this shop that didn't sell a damn thing?
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Maybe he was selling smack on the side. I don't know.
Who knows about
know.
that?
It was
I mean,
the 80s. All kids did that in the 80s. I don't know. I think I sold a bit of crack in the 80s.
Probably so.
And I
I
like
probably
how,
didn't know it was crack.
I like how the gang, like, their way of making money wasn't selling drugs or robbing or anything. It was selling
clothing.
It was selling fucking clothes
That's
out
just-
the back of their car in some shady alleyway next to a club.
That's right. Any of you in the Crips or the Bloods, you better get in on this
I
action.
gotta sell clothes.
Because seriously,
'Cause
you are missing out.
That's another thing that was really annoying. Like Tangerine,
Yes.
the chick that sold all the clothes
I
named
guess
Tangerine,
the
which
love
completely,
interest or whatever.
completely, side note, is a completely fucking retarded name for anybody. Especially with her boyfriend Juice, Tangerine and Juice.
Tangerine juice.
Yeah,
hearing her being called Tangerine was the only thing I can think of whenever I hear her being called that name is from Saturday Night Live. The mango.
Why does everybody think I'm the homo gay?
You don't touch the mango.
You don't touch my clothes or my little babies that throw up in this movie. It's completely stupid. But she has, like, the worst retail training skills that I've ever seen anybody have. She just sells her stuff outside in an alley to people, and she
was literally selling, like,
no receipts.
the shirt off her back.
No receipts for it at all. Nobody could return it, obviously. She only took cash. There was no credit card statements.
Well, that's what makes it so bad. You
know? I don't think she had a tax ID number at all. She should not have been
Probably not.
for this. And
did she have a vendor's license?
I don't think
too?
she had a
I don't
vendor's
know.
license for anything.
No,
I mean,
don't think so.
You know,
1980s were hardcore. What
I'm
was I
telling
going to say? 1987, man, that was...
You think she's got problems now? That IRS finds out, she's gonna be fucked badly.
Speaking of fucked,
Yeah.
well, the relationship that really bothered me in this entire movie was the one between Manzini and what is his name?
Dodger?
Dodger,
Yes.
yeah.
What was that? Was that his dad or his? Was he?
No.
He was working in the store. That was the
working
only
in
explanation they gave.
Apparently,
He was like 14.
The fairly effeminate looking 14-year-old who the old man constantly was dressing him up in weird stuff.
all of his outfits looked like they were brushed off the set of a Michael Jackson music video.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Or Lady Gaga music.
Brightly
Very-
colored
very-
sequins.
Yeah, right. This kid was Lady Gaga before. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's who Lady Gaga is now. I don't know.
No,
Lady
it-
Gaga
it-
was this kid. Oh my god.
Yeah, Lady Gaga got her start in the music career by acting in the Garbage Pail Kids movie as a young 14-year-old
he
boy.
reminded-
And if what I was saying that was, I mean, that's just disturbing. It's really hard to explain without watching the movie, but there was something fishy going on between those two characters.
Was he at least Uncle Manzini? Did they say that in there?
No.
It was just
Captain Manzini.
Maybe he was the kid's captain.
Except
I
for
don't know.
later when it became the Great Man.
Yeah. Later on, randomly, his name was changed to Great Man Z. All right. I just want to draw attention to the scene where after the fight in the shop.
Yeah.
Where Juice and his gang takes Dodger down into
the sewer.
Into the sewer.
That was you know the biggest thing that I found stupid about that was not the completely idiotic fact that all the pipes were labeled to go to like the hot tub in the town. The men's room.
Prime time television.
TV. Tell me that.
Toxic waste and the CIA.
The CIA.
not the kid covered in crap. The pipes that are labeled even them having a men's room down in the sewer didn't affect me the most. The most screwed up part of that was the fact that they were able to actually get the manhole cover off. Because I remember as a kid trying to do that, and that was fucking impossible.
Well, they weigh like over 100 pounds. They're easily like 4 inches thick most of the time.
What's great is the girl just like reached in there and picked it up herself.
She was like the Amazonian like strong woman that just clawed open fucking everything in this movie. She was like the one that the little prepubescent guys looked at and like, I can't fucking open up this jar of mayonnaise.
It was like fucking
I don't think
Miss Man in that scary movie film.
Well, Cindy, we all have our little secrets.
Yeah, it was almost.
Not a whole lot of speaking lines either. Just
And yeah, she didn't say anything.
ripped open pipes and
she was the muscle.
midgets.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like Juice was like the prominent.
Juice was
big
the douche.
Bad guy. Yeah, Juice was the douche, and nobody else had any other lines. And I wonder if they actually had like names for those other characters.
You had the gay Terminator.
Yeah, there was. There was a gay Terminator in there. His name was probably like
Gay Terminator.
Fuck you, asshole.
No,
he wore a black mesh see-through shirt and black jeans.
So there was Juice, there was Tangerine, there was Juice, the bad guy, and then these other people that had no names, which I don't know, maybe his name was Tomato, and the girl's name was, it goes along with Juice. Her name was Cranberry, I don't know. Cranberry, Tomato, Juice, and Tangerine.
I'm already confused.
This is the fruitiest gang ever in this town.
Well, speaking of
wherever the hell it
fruitiest
was.
gang, I mean, what about the bar that they had there, the biker bar?
Oh,
The
you mean
biker
the
bar.
toughest
The
bar
world-
in the world?
toughest-
Yeah,
the world-
I'm not
toughest
kidding
bar
about
in the
this.
It's
That's what the
actually
sign says.
called the toughest bar in the world.
I wanna take you to a gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
You know what was funny about that? Is that it was the toughest bar in the world, but if you look at the scene, everybody in the bar that has a tattoo was a Sharpie.
Lots of moms and dads with hearts.
I didn't see one teardrop tattoo in there at all, I don't think.
If this is the toughest bar in the
There
world,
was
I'm
not any-
expecting like at least someone getting stabbed in the corner or something going on.
There was not one jailhouse tattoo in that entire thing.
yeah.
And I know because
You've been to jail.
I've been
You
to
know
jail.
this.
I know.
We've watched Oz. We know how it fucking goes.
I've seen Oz.
Yeah.
This was a stupid observation that I had about this. That nerdy kid, Nat Nerd, was that who it was?
Nat,
Yep.
yeah,
All right.
Nat Nerd.
So he pisses himself, right?
Yep.
When he gets nervous, or just randomly pisses
He just
himself.
fucking pisses himself.
Yeah, I don't think there was any type of like, it wasn't a thing. He just
He has
kept laughing.
prostate problems.
He's got prostate problems. And
He
really
has a
bad
narrow
acne.
urethra.
The thing I noticed about that is whenever he pissed, it was clear. It was like it was water. It was not urine colored or green.
Well,
or
what do you
yellow
want?
or...
Fucking blood in it or something?
No,
Like,
I I'd like some sort of realistic something.
Okay,
all
all right. Time out. You're seriously sitting here saying you want realism in the piss when we're talking about the fucking Garbage Pail Kids.
Well, it'd be nice to have something there.
Okay.
I don't know.
All
At
right.
least
he
more
had-
technology on that garbage.
He announced
can.
it, every time he was going to, just be like, "Uh-oh, guys! Uh-oh! I just made a wee on the floor."
He must suck at house parties,
He
man.
peed on my rug.
He peed on the dude's rug.
If he ever gets lost, you just gotta follow the trail of
Trail of
water to
piss.
figure out where he went. And it wouldn't have bothered. Like, I don't know. I drink a lot of water, and sometimes my pee is not that clear. I think not only did he have a narrow urethra, but he had like an overactive kidney or something. That kid is gonna have kidney stones when he grows up. I don't know. And their mouths didn't move.
Nope.
Oh.
They had this very autistic 1,000-yard stare going on like the entire time.
And I was
it
saying,
is creepy.
I think that's what made it
Creepy.
shitty and creepy. I mean, they're supposed to be kind of dorky looking or
Yeah.
gross,
Mhm.
but it's not supposed to be creepy, horrifying rape look. They all had this look of rape on their face.
It was rape.
Like either they're going to commit the rape or they are being raped.
Yeah,
You know,
this really was Rape Face the movie. All you gotta do, every time you saw one of these kids, was you just be like, rape. That's a rape right there. That's
There's
a
a lot of
rape.
rape.
That one not so much. That is a really ugly baby. That is rape.
You think you fight them off?
Apparently you can. I mean,
Well, I don't know. Like, one of them had a nice little karate kick in that fight scene at the very
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
notice, everybody who fought these guys
They
suddenly
lost.
became really inept at fighting.
Yeah.
Really inept at fighting. The toughest bar in the world could not take them down.
They had some trouble at one point.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
had
they
a
almost got the
30-second
alligator.
fight, and the entire bar just gave up and bought them drinks.
They're like,
Yeah.
fuck this shit. I just like how they didn't second guess that there is a talking alligator in this bar biting off people's toes.
Yeah, like, how did he make
They looked
it
at
past
that
the
like that
bouncer?
is a norm right there. That is perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
To be fair, the alligator was in a trench coat and had a hat on.
Yeah, it was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Right,
gag
right.
where they're fine as long as you wear a hat and a trench coat.
I can see how he made it past the bouncer. What else was pretty shitty about this movie?
Rampant crime
Yes.
throughout whatever town this is, yet they put the ugly people away in almost a maximum security setting with guard dogs and locked doors.
I had a running tally in my head of like crimes, and after like the 2-minute mark, I realized that there's definitely, felony material being done. So much so that these kids would have been in jail for a very long time within the first 2 minutes if they got caught.
I mean, there is a ton of crime in this town for something this size. Notwithstanding the counterfeit, gang run clothing operation going behind in the dark back alleys of miscellaneous gay clubs, whatever that is.
There was a sign on like the. I don't know. I don't even know what type of store it was. They just broke into like a random store that said sweatshop.
Non-union sweatshop.
Non-union
Yeah, it was a
sweatshop.
And
Don't
they also
want it.
stole a
I think that
Pepsi
was.
They
truck.
stole a ton of stuff out of
They
there. They
stole
stole
a
a Pepsi truck,
They
too,
stole
yeah.
a Pepsi truck.
I'm pretty sure
And ran over a car.
Yeah.
Really ran over a car. Like
flattened,
it.
like cartoon style. Car was flattened, tires went flying, and they were fine though.
So we got theft.
They didn't pay to
Multiple
get into
counts
the
of
movie.
breaking and entering.
yeah, they broke
And
into the
theft
theater.
auto.
I'm pretty sure they didn't pay for the popcorn.
Although they were playing a very funny clip of the Three Stooges in the movie.
That's true.
That
The
was-
best part of the movie.
That was
Yeah.
that was the best part of the whole film.
I can get behind some of that. That was
Yeah, that was really. I mean, Stooges are great.
This is something else I didn't really quite get. Like, the Garbage Pail Kids are gross, right?
Right.
Yeah,
What the fuck does the Greaser Kid have to do about being gross?
he looks like Danny Zuko. That's gross enough.
Why could be greased lightning?
All right. Point well taken.
I believe that's a set and match right
Yes.
there, too.
Yeah.
Check
yeah.
and mate. All right. Besides this, this being a shitty film and a cult classic. Actually, why? How is this a cult classic?
I don't
Well,
know
I know why it's a cult classic.
why.
It's a cult classic because it says so on the box. Right at the top, it says the retro cult classic is back. So this was gone at one point, and it
Should've
stayed.
stayed gone.
At some guy's magic shop, antique shop.
And MGM was like, dude. Now it's a shame to have this in, because right next to the that thing saying how much of a cult class it is, there's a proof of purchase.
For what?
Why
would you
anybody
need to prove
would
that you
want
bought it?
proof that you bought this thing is totally beyond me.
Now, at the end of the film, they kind of left it open.
Open for a sequel?
Yeah, they had it open for a sequel, but there was a very short-lived. I mean, very short. It never went past the proposal stage.
Right.
They pitched it, and they're like, "Oh, let's do it." No, let's not. Where they had a live-action television series that they were talking
Was
about.
it live
doing.
action? I thought there
No.
was a cartoon.
No, there was, but before that, they were going to do a live action
Oh,
that was
okay,
supposed to
all
carry on the story, and then they dropped that.
Well, you're the super fan, so.
What is-
And apparently, and then after that,
I can see Ben's house, like he's got walls of Garbage Pail Kids stickers just surrounded by everything, and in the center of a room is a garbage can that's sitting there with this DVD on a Lazy Susan just
rotates
around the room.
Uh,
All right, what were you saying? It's a TV show?
Well, the live action one got scrapped like right away, and then they started to do a animated show, and they had the whole series done. CBS bought the whole season, and they were promoting it. They were promoting it, so much, and it was like days before it was supposed to air, they pulled it. Like 13 episodes or something like that. They had the whole thing put together.
First season, basically?
Yeah.
Really? Is that like on DVD somewhere?
Yeah, it's on
it's
DVD.
somewhere.
No shit.
It's on DVD.
I know what we're watching next week.
I know we're not watching next week.
Well, I just like how this TV show was big, like taboo. The parents, disapproved of this. This is back in '88, and then 10 years later, you have like South Park.
Yeah, South Park is way more violent.
Yeah, and
Well, South Park sort of geared. Started out fair, half tame.
oh, what
sort
the
of-
fuck! Every single episode, someone died. You had a kid dying.
Oh my god! You killed Kenny! You bastard!
It
Every
was the
single
same
fucking
person dying.
Exactly, but you had all this blood. You had all this, the swearing, all this stuff that their parents were like outraged. But it was on cable, so that's fine.
Garbage Pail Kids.
That was on CBS.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So I would
the
love
Sim-
to see Garbage Pail Kids miniseries on HBO
Yeah.
from the makers of The Sopranos.
As long as it doesn't end like The Sopranos. Time to go back in the garbage.
It just ends.
It just credits.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Oh, stay tuned for a new Arliss.
Oh, that's great.
What?
What? That's so odd.
Shit.
All right. We talked about the characters. We talked about it being a cult classic. I want to go to an actual. I want to look at it as a film student. And what do you think about the production quality?
Production was actually fairly high in this.
You're fucking Alf, you're a rocker, man.
I know. It was crap. It was a fuck full of shit.
Well,
Like, seriously, they put it, like, everything was like in a 1 block radius of itself. It was warehouse, place full of crap, other place full of crap,
Yeah.
chick's basement. That was the entire freaking thing.
If you look at it, the way the street was arranged, where like all the stores were right next to one, the apartment building, and then around the corner was the world's toughest bar. Around the other corner was the Stay Home for the Ugly. You know what it reminds me of? Sesame Street.
That's what I was thinking. That's with a different painted set.
Only the Muppets are really, really ugly.
Really ugly. Well, I mean,
The most elaborate set, I guess, was the actual antique shop.
everything else is pretty crappy.
For everything else in this film, I thought the cinematography was okay.
Yeah,
it was
it
fine.
was.
I guess.
I mean, there's nothing elaborate.
I mean, it
you
wasn't
don't have a whole
bad.
bunch of like crane and jib shots or anything.
There were a few things like where the camera movement shook a little bit. Like
They were trying to
it
do
was
some
choppy.
handheld, but I mean, the cinematography wasn't that bad. I mean,
Well, I think
shit, there was nothing that they could really. It was a lot of basic shots, really.
every film you get from that era, I think, also like nobody would do the artsy stuff because they were afraid they would screw it up, basically. And
Well, it
film was
wasn't.
fucking expensive back then, so
We have artsy stuff in like movies like Rio or shit like that.
Yeah.
That
not
wasn't-
Garbage Pail Kids.
That was Garbage Pail Kids. All right. Well, I think that's about it.
that's got it.
I'm Ben Johnson.
Sona Brown.
I'm Scott Ringenberg.
This movie just sapped my little.
Yeah.
Tell me what's in this for me.
Come on, kids, take a shot. Show them what we really got.